Within a span of a couple of years, I've been able to completely transform my life. Going from the skinny fat loser who would just play video games all day, having a bunch of degen habits, eating complete junk, hating himself, not being able to talk to anybody, and becoming the person that I am today. Going to the gym 4 to 6 times per week. Instead of playing video games all day, doing actual productive work that I enjoy and is helping me build my dreams. If I could attribute one thing to me being able to make this change, I would say it was 100% me changing my identity. You see, me sitting in my room with no sunlight coming in, with a packet of chips on one side, a can of Coke on the other side, playing video games all day with my dusty fingers with chip residue on them, playing on my keyboard, grinding hundreds and hundreds of hours into a game, not talking to my friends, not even messaging my friends, not even talking to my family, not even messaging my family. The combination of all of these different things, it made me build the identity in my head as the depressed gaming kid. That's how I saw myself in my own head because of all these things around me. Dark room, chips, video gaming all day, not talking to anybody. Because of the vision I built in my head, I acted that way as well. It was a super depressing cycle. I would be grinding video games all day, skipping the gym, eating junk, doing degen habits, and because I would do those habits, I would reinforce the identity that I had built on myself, which would only make it even more likely that I would play video games the next day, skip the gym again, eat more junk, do more degen habits. It was a cycle. And it's like, of course I skipped the gym. Of course I was eating junk all day. In my mind, I thought this is what Isa Ahmed does. He plays video games, skips the gym, eats junk, does all the degen habits. Which is so messed up, right? Because I did have these big aspirational dreams for myself that I wanted to be this and that, but I never amounted to anything because this is the reality that I had built for myself. Whenever I wanted to change, maybe just so happens on that day I would watch some motivational videos, or I watch my friends going to the gym talking about on the group chat. I would muster up some courage to go to the gym. I would feel a lot of resistance in me trying to go down the right path. It will almost be as if my gaming identity would push me back and tell me, no, don't go to the gym. That's not what you're meant to do. You're meant to sit in your chair right now. You're meant to be grinding Destiny 2 right now. You're meant to be mining diamonds in Minecraft. You shouldn't be going to the gym right now. That resistance is how you're going to change your life. That's how I changed my life. The resistance that you feel in that moment is make or break. You're either going to push past the resistance and put effort to push past the resistance, or you're going to succumb to the resistance and go back to your terrible life. And for the longest time, I thought that this resistance was bad. That I thought that I wasn't meant to have this resistance. It was as if I was gonna magically wake up one day and be a Mr. Olympia champion who's gonna be going 7 times a week to the gym, 2-hour workouts every single day with a perfectly scheduled protein intake and the right amount of carbs to fat to protein. When the reality is, you're just gonna have a whole bunch of resistance between the path you want to go down versus the path that you think that you're meant to be in. When you push past the resistance, the next day it's going to be a little easier to push past the resistance, and then the next day even a little bit more easier. That's how you build a new identity for yourself. The reason you can't stay consistent in anything, the reason you're not making any progress, the reason you're watching your dreams die right before your eyes because of the mundane tasks that you do every day, is because of this old identity. And then when you try to do something new, recreational, productive, you feel this resistance trying to pull you back. You have to fight that resistance. By the grace of God, I've been able to go to the gym consistently for the past couple months now, 4 to 6 times every week. But yesterday I had leg day and I was kind of talking myself out of it. Oh, I have an MMA class towards the afternoon. I have work the next day. If I do legs today, I'm just gonna be super clumsy in the MMA class. My work shift is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna have to do a lot of stuff during my shift probably, so I'm not gonna be productive during my work. I should probably just skip legs. I've been already consistent. I've been going 4 to 6 times every week for the past couple of months. Let me just skip this leg day. Nothing's gonna matter. I felt the resistance of the gaming identity of Isa Ahmed come back and pull me back and say, no, you can skip it. It's all good, bro. You've already been so consistent. What's one day skipping gonna do to you? When I realized, resistance, it's my old identity coming in. I just did the hardest, most brutal leg workout I could possibly could. It was so brutal I had to skip out on my MMA session because my legs were completely cooked. I felt my old identity come back, and I said, you know what, sack you, I'm just gonna go double hard. Instead of skipping the leg day, I'm gonna have the best leg day ever. And I just completely cooked myself. I feel like I've become a completely different person to the gaming degenerate I used to be, just from pushing past this resistance that I felt. Maybe you can think in your life, whenever you could feel the resistance when you try to do something, you feel that pushback to your old identity when you want to try and build your new identity. I'm sure maybe in the past couple of weeks, maybe even today, just gonna push past the resistance. Everything that you want, all the status that you want, all the money that you want, all the recognition that you seek out for, it all comes from just going past this little resistance that you feel, just pushing past it. Obviously you have to learn, you have to adapt to, you have to improve, but you figure that out as you go. You just have to understand this one meta skill of pushing past the resistance whenever you feel yourself pushing back. Now, most people can't push past the resistance. They let the resistance pull them down back into their old identity. Hell, it even took me. It took me quite a while to understand this resistance thing. Even after understanding this little resistance thing, even then I was still not able to push past the resistance for quite a while. I was in such a terrible place in my life, and being able to just pull myself up from such a deep hole, I'm grateful. I'm super grateful for it. Build a new identity. Destroy your old identity. Push past the resistance. All right.